السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. اللهم لك الحمد كما أنت أهله، صل وسلم وبارك على نبينا الكريم كما هو أهله، وافعل بنا ما أنت أهله، سبحانك أنت أهل التقوى وأهل المغفرة. أما بعد, my dear respected brothers and sisters, I ask Allah Jalla Jalaluhu in this Mubarak time, Ya Arhamar Rahimin, to make it easy for our brothers and sisters in Gaza, Ya Arhamar Rahimin. اللهم ارفع عنهم البلاء وارفع عنهم الحرب وارفع عنهم المصيبة يا رب العالمين، وعن سائر المسلمين في كل مكان يا رب العالمين. Respected brothers and sisters, most of the ulama and the scholars, when they talk, usually they talk about the rights of the parents upon the children. But very rare to find somebody will say or talk about the right of the children upon their parents. What is our children's rights on their parents? In the time of Sayyidina Jummah Khutbah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, a man came and he said, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, waladi ya'uqquni, my son mistreat me. My son does not treat me right. So Sayyidina Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu sent somebody to bring this child. But this child was smart. So when the child was approaching, Sayyidina Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he has a stick beside him. So he took the stick and he wants to beat him up. So when he took the stick, the child, or the young man, you can say young man, lad, he said, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, stop. I want to ask you one question. Before you beat me up, I want to ask you one question. He said, ask. He said, what's my rights upon my father? What's my right as a child upon my father? Sayyidina Umar radiallahu ta'ala anhu, he said, you have three rights. You have three rights upon your father. He said the first, he should choose for you a good mother, religious mother. Before we marry, we should look for a wife to be the mother of my daughters, good example to my children. Nowadays, who is looking for this? Tell me. How many people they are looking for the deen now? They are looking for the wazifa, what she works and what she looks. What she works and what she looks. So he said, what's the other right? He said, the other right, he should choose for you a good name. People sometimes they choose names as he is buying the name and he is looking for special prices to buy this name. The names is free. And sometimes the people, they see any word in the Quran and they use it. I have seen somebody calling his son Umyan. Umyan means blind in Arabic language. I told him, why you are choosing this name? He said, in the Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَالَّذِينَ إِذَا ذُكِّرُوا بِآيَاتِ رَبِّهِمْ لَمْ يَخِرُّوا عَلَيْهَا صُمًّا وَعُمْيَانًا. In the Quran. I said the name of shaitan in the Quran too. And the name of the hellfire in the Quran too. Can you imagine somebody will call his daughter Jahannam? Come ya Jahannam. So not every name in the Quran you can use it. You should know the meaning of the name. So he said, and what's the third right? He said the third right, he should teach you halal and haram. This is the three rights. He should choose for you a good mother, a good name, and he should teach you halal and haram. So he said, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, my father did not do anything of this. He had chosen my mother because she's a beautiful woman. She does not even pray. And he had chosen a name for me, Ju'l. Ju'l in Arabic name, this Arabic name is the name of insect lives in the bathroom. So he called me Ju'l. and he did not teach me halal or haram. So Sayyidina Umar radiallahu anhu, instead of beating the son, he started beating the father. He said, عَقَقْتَ وَلَدَكَ قَبْلَ أَنْ يَعُقَّكَ. You mistreat your son before your son mistreated you. So my brothers, our children, they have haq upon us. And there is a new huquq according to the environment. In America now, we have to choose for them good environment. And one of these environments, the schools. The schools. The majority of the time of the children, they are in the school. The most precious time for the child to learn in the school, from 8 to 4. When he comes to the house, he is not even willing to hear anything. He wants to eat, he wants to do his homework, he wants to watch TV and go sleep. This is what it is. And especially these days, ya ikhwan, the haram being spread openly. They are teaching the children, first graders, about Qawm Lut. About Qawm Lut openly. Even the misguidance teacher, I call him misguidance teacher, they call him guidance teacher, he is misguiding teacher. The first thing when he asks the child, when the child comes to him, they ask him, what do you feel? Do you feel you are male or female? Child, 6 years old. He is doubting the child, are you male or female? The papers on the table just for signature in Virginia. When the child reaches 14 years old, he has the haqq, he has the right to change his gender from male to female, female to male, without his parents' permission. So what's the solution? The solution, full Islamic schools. But we have big problem. We are facing big problem. Every one of us here agree with me 100%. We need full Islamic schools. But we cannot afford it. I was in San Francisco 4 months ago. I asked them, do you have Islamic schools? They said, yes, we have 3 kinds of Islamic schools. Advanced Islamic school, medium Islamic schools, and miskeen Islamic school. I like this miskeen Islamic school. Miskeen Islamic school. I said, what do you mean? They said, according to the price. The advanced Islamic schools, $2,300 monthly for every child. MashaAllah, if somebody has 7 children like me, times $2,300 a month, you need Kuwaiti government behind you. Sahih? I said, okay, how about the medium Islamic school? They said $1,200 monthly. I said, okay, leave me with the miskeen. Allahumma ja'alni miskeenan wa ahshurni fi zumratil masaqin. Let me be miskeen, no problem. How much the miskeen? They said the miskeen $800 a month. Wallahi, we cannot afford even the miskeen Islamic school. Imagine somebody has 5 children and each child $800 a month. Who has this much money monthly just for the Islamic education? This is musibah. That's why, ya ikhwan, we are in need for affordable Islamic schools. And alhamdulillah, thumma alhamdulillah, we are one of these Islamic schools. We made this solution. Since 20 years, we are charging, including breakfast and lunch, by the way, we are charging only $250 a month for the students, including breakfast and lunch. Where can you find this? You know why? Because we don't want to make any excuse for the Muslims in the Day of Judgment. They will say, Ya Rab, we cannot send our children because we cannot afford it. No, you can afford it. But wallahi, ya ikhwan, there is about 20% of those students, they don't even afford $250 a month. People, they don't have money. Alhamdulillah, we started with 4 students. Today we have 600 students. In the duration of 20 years, just last week we have another graduation. We have graduated 350 complete Hafidh li Kitabillah. 350 complete Hafidh li Kitabillah. More than 140 Imam and Alim and Mufti from our madrasa. Every year between 20 to 30 either hafiz or alim or 10 qira'at. 10 qira'at we have graduated 40 students with 10 qira'at. But as I told you, because I visited so many Islamic schools, every Islamic school, even though they charge 800, they need 2 or 3 fundraising to cover their deficits. That's why when we come to the masajid, we talk about our Darul Ulum for support. Because $250, ya ikhwan, is not enough for the school to survive. We are in America, we are not in a cheap country. Everything is very expensive. There is students, they cannot pay more than $100. We don't refuse any student, by the way. Even the students, they cannot pay anything. If we have a space for them, we will accept them. Because alhamdulillah, we get donation. It covers. And the orphans, ya ikhwan, we don't charge them any penny. Because Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said in the hadith, أنا وكافل اليتيم في الجنة كهاتين وأشار بإصبعيه السبابة والوسطى. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, I am and the one who takes care of the orphan in al-Jannah like this. He is the neighbor of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in al-Jannah. Subhanallah, before last Ramadan, I was in Umrah. So I received call. To receive call, Maulana, usually the call what they receive, it is about a problem, yeah, usually. You don't receive Maulana, you are invited for barbecue. But you receive call, Maulana, I divorced my wife, what should I do? And you know what's the funny question? I divorced my wife when I was angry. Is it valid or not valid? And I asked him, do you think anybody divorced his wife while he's happy? Of course you are angry. The one who divorced his wife, he divorced when he's angry. There is no meaning for the question anyway. Can you imagine your wife brought you the breakfast and the tea and she said, honey, everything nice here. She said, Jazakallah khair, taliq. Does not work. You are divorced. It does not work like this. It comes after fight. No, you did. No, you not. No, not. You know what? Taliq. Ma'as-salam. I don't want you. And some of them, they said taliq 1,000 times. Taliq 1,000 marra. So that divorce comes. So I received call, is this Sheikh Hassan Abnar? I said, yes. He said, I am so and so. He's one of the wujaha, leaders of Mecca. And he said, tomorrow we have a special invitation. I will send you my driver to please come. I said, okay. Allah, that's good. Inviting for dinner is nice invitation. So next day, mashallah, the driver came with big Mercedes, mashallah, and they took me to that big crowd. They took me all the way in the front. I saw Imam al-Haram, Mecca, Sheikh al-Juhani was there. And one of the Imams of al-Masjid al-Nabawi was there. So he put my chair between them, and he took the mic, and they said, Assalamu alaikum ya ikhwan, today we have a special day. We have one of the Imams of al-Haram al-Makki, one of the Imams of Masjid al-Nabi, and one of the Imams of Masjid al-Aqsa. And alhamdulillah, I am one of the Imams who's leading. He told me something, I will share it with you, then I will finish because we are tight with the time. Sheikh al-Juhani told me about, subhanallah, about taking care of the orphan and hafiz. So he said, last week somebody called me and he said, Ya Sheikh, please pay attention to every word what I say. He said, okay, tell me. He said, I have a dream. I saw myself dead in the qabr. It was so dark. Then the day of judgment started. The malaika, the angels, they came to my grave and they opened it. I was naked. He said, they cover me clothes from al-Jannah. And they put on the top of my head a crown from al-Jannah. And they took me and they let me sit beside Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Allah ya ikhwan, my hair stood in India. Allahu Akbar. Please tell me what it means. He said from the hadith, the crown from Al-Jannah means one of your children become hafiz. Because the hadith said, if your son become hafiz, Allah will put the crown on the top of your head in the judgment. He said, I asked him, is there one of your children become hafiz? He said, Ya Shaykh, no one of my children know how to read Quran. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. He said, then I asked him, are you hafiz yourself? He said, no, I am not hafiz, but I read Surah Al-Kahf every Friday. MashaAllah. Then he said, he made it difficult for me to explain it. Then he said, then Allah guided me to ask him, are you sponsoring somebody to become hafiz? He said, I sponsor orphan from Yemen, but I don't know if he's hafiz, not hafiz. Let me call his mother. So he called his mother told him, Wallahi ya Shaykh, I wanted to call you yesterday, because yesterday my son completed the memorization of the Quran. So ya ikhwan, to sponsor one of those huffaz to become complete hafiz. To become complete hafiz in our madrasa, he needs 2 years. 2 years, $250 a month, only $6,000. You can make it monthly, and to guarantee a place beside Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Al-Jannah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept it from all of us. I ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to guide our children, to give them hifadha and ri'aya ya Rabb al-Alameen, and make them muttaqeen salihin. هذا والله أعلم وأحكم وجزاكم الله خيرا والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
Assalamu alaikum. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. A few quick announcements. There will be a volunteer request link sent out later today via email and WhatsApp. There's certain committees that the organization is looking for assistance in, and you'll be able to submit anybody that's interested in joining these committees will have an opportunity to do so online. We have a GC elections coming up, and will be held on Sunday, October 27th. Nominations will be on October 20th. Further information on this will be sent via email and WhatsApp in the upcoming days. Please continue to donate generously for both masajids, and just a reminder for the entire community, if you are double parked, especially during Jummah, it's very, very important that we remove the cars immediately. Recently, there's been a couple of complaints sent to the mayor directly. This is starting to become a bigger issue. If we do not control this in a timely fashion, we will have no choice but to stop double parking entirely, which will make it a lot more difficult for the community during Jummah prayer. So please be cognizant of others and move your car immediately. Please do not encourage the panhandling outside. We've spoken to them about resources. And as always, please be mindful of the pedestrians and your speed when exiting the parking lot. Jazakallah.
Allahu Akbar.